All right, welcome everybody. Welcome roomies and zoomies. Um, I thought today we would focus a little on our back bodies. We maybe this time of year spending a little time sitting forward, baking cookies, writing Christmas cards, wrapping presents maybe, or just traveling, sitting on the couch where it's cozy on these cold nights. So we're going to focus a little bit more on our back body today. So first we'll start sitting up. With apologies to all of you who are laying down. We'll get there soon enough. And if it's comfortable for you to sit cross-legged, do that. If not, go ahead and sit with your legs in whatever position feels good. We're just going to draw our spines up tall here. Let your arms be really nice and heavy on your legs. Draw your shoulders just a little bit back. If it feels good to shut your eyes, go ahead and do that. Just notice how you're arriving today. What's getting your attention? How are you feeling in your body? How did you sleep last night? And then notice where in your body it's easiest to feel your breath. That could be at your nostrils, that little tickle of air coming in and out. Could be in your chest or your belly, maybe the sides of your rib cage. Just notice how you're breathing today. Let's do some 4-4 breathing. I'm just only going to count the first one and then let you go on your own for about 3 breaths. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and in. Good. And then gently let your chin fall down toward your chest. And then bring your head just back to neutral and do that a few times. It might feel nice to exhale down and inhale up. On this next one, let your back round with you as you exhale down, tuck your chin. And then inhale all the way up and lift your heart. Let's do 2 more like that. It's long, slow exhale. Takes us down into that C curve. And a big inhale brings us up to lift our hearts. One more. Good. Once you come up, take both arms. We'll float them up. And then just let them drop down. Do that a couple more times. And this time, take your hands all the way to the top. Spread your fingers really wide. Exhale, come into cactus. Stay here. Inhale, draw your arms back just a little bit. Feel that space between your shoulder blades. On your exhale, let your back round. Bring your hands forward. So kind of a different cat-cow today. Totally sitting up. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. 2 more like that. Inhale to open. Good. Take both arms up in the air. Take your right hand, set it down on the mat. Left hand reaches up high and then all the way over as far as feels good to you. Breathe into your left side body. If this feels really good to you and you want a little bit more intensity, you could reach out across that front knee. We'll come all the way up. Let's take both arms up again. Drop your left hand, right arm reaches up higher. And then over to the side, breathe into the right side body, expand that space between your ribs. Good. And if you want to change the stretch a little, feel free to reach out over your leg. Good. Let's come all the way back up. And we're just going to come over to all fours right away. So hands right under shoulders, knees under hips. Little cat-cow here. Exhale up into cat. Now focus on your pelvis. Inhale to cow. So rocking the pelvis forward, top of the pelvis back. Rocking the top of the pelvis forward. Do that a few more times. Good. And then maybe bring some organic movement to it. What needs a little more attention? What needs a little more warm up? What's a little sore? What's holding tension? See if you can work into those spaces. Good. And then let's fold toes under. That funny flow we haven't done for a while. Press back with your hands. So you're almost in child's pose, not quite because our toes are turned under. Rock it a little forward, maybe a little past that center place. Lift your hips, send them straight back, more than up. A little crouching down dog. Inhale, knees back to the mat. Good. Exhale, rock it back. Inhale to rock forward, maybe a little farther than neutral. Lift the hips, rock them back. And inhale back to the floor. One more just like that. Exhale, rocking back. Inhale, rocking forward. Exhale, lift the hips. And drop back down. Nice. Let's go ahead and get off of our hands for a minute here. So take your left foot forward. Set up so that you have a 90-degree angle between in your knee, down to your foot. Big inhale up. And open to cactus, just like we did when we were sitting. Let your head drop down, let your back round a bit. Inhale to open, lift your heart. Exhale, drop forward. One more like that, a big inhale. Good, drop forward. And then bring your head up. Take your hands out in front of you. Left hand's gonna stay right where it is. Right hand's gonna slide up the left arm across the collarbones. Reach behind, check out your balance here. And then take your back arm all the way up around, put it inside your front foot. And take a twist toward that front bent knee. Yeah, and if you like, you can do the reach. Good. And some folks are twisting the other way, and that's totally fine because we're going to do both sides. So maybe bring your hand down, see what it's like to twist to the other side. This is probably my least favorite yoga pose. I don't know why one side feels so good and the other is difficult. Good. Unwrap that. Let's step the foot back. Sit back to child's pose. Big reach forward, back with the hips. Let your chest be heavy to the mat. And then walk your hands over to the left. If it feels nice to stack your right on your left hand, you can do that. You could let your right hip be a little heavier. And then we'll walk back through center and all the way to the other side. Stacking left on right hand. Let your left hip be heavy. Sink your body down. Good. And we'll come all the way back up. Take your right leg forward, whatever leg you didn't have there before. Yep, setting up that same knee over the ankle position. A big inhale up. Let's open a cactus. Then exhale, bring your hands forward. Open a cactus. Bring them forward. One more, just feeling that space between the shoulder blades. Bring them forward, send them out in front of you. Right hand stays, left hand slides up the right. Yep, so that we're twisted. Nice. Take your back hand up and over, put it down inside the foot. And we'll take a twist to the right. So right hand's on the right knee, and we're twisting over, looking over that elbow. Good. And if you like, take your hand to the sky. And if you ended up twisting the other way, that's okay because we're going to do both sides. So if you like the other twist on the other side, reverse this. Nice. And drop it back down. Go ahead and take your foot back. Put your hands right underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath hips. Take just one leg back and put toes on the mat. Yep, we're just finding our plank. Spread your fingers really wide. And then take your other leg back. There's our perfect plank. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths. If you want to come to your knees, that's totally fine. If you want to drop on down to your belly, that's fine as well. One more breath here. And then we'll all come down to our bellies. Bring your arms out into cactus and just rock your torso a little side to side. So feet are staying pretty attached to the floor and just the upper body is rocking. It doesn't have to be big. Good. Take both arms, reach them back behind you. And if you like to let your feet float off the floor, you can do that. Look at the front of your mat. So we're not like craning our necks up. We're just keeping our necks in line with our spines. Good. And then go ahead and drop your forehead to your hands. And then however you like, we're coming back to plank for a quick hold. Fingers are spread wide. You can come up however feels good to you, or even set it up from knees again. Yeah. 3 of these. Take your feet a little bit farther apart. Take a big inhale. Long, slow, sighing exhale slowly to a comfortable down dog. Yeah, once you get there, let your legs walk a little bit. Shift your hips side to side. Good, and then float your right leg up to the sky. Let your knee bend and your ankle flex. You could find that hip opener by dropping the right leg across over to the left side. There's a lot of directions there. Take your leg, swing it all the way through between your hands. And we'll come up to high lunge. Nice. Sink it down. So keep your strong legs open, your arms to cactus. Look up. Drop your head forward. Let's do 2 more just like that. Good. Send arms all the way back up. We'll reach down, frame that foot, step back to plank. Option to flow here. You could take it all the way down to the mat for baby cobra, or you could come to up dog. Your choice, long spine. Nice. We'll drop it back down. Come on up to plank. Big inhale here. And we'll kick back, left leg up. Let your knee bend, let your ankle flex. You can find that hip opener if that feels nice to you today. Yep. And then we're going to take the left leg, stand it through between the hands, come all the way up to standing. High lunge. Good. Open to cactus. Sink it down. Take your hands, draw them forward, and squeeze them back. 2 more like that. Good. Plant your hands again. Step your back foot forward, and we'll roll all the way up. And shoulders back. Good. Step wide on your mat. Toes are forward. Let's take both arms to the sky. Big inhale. Bring your hands behind your back. We're not going to bend this one. We're just going to put behind the back and lift the heart. Good. Bring them all the way back up. Bring them heart center. And now we'll forward fold. You could put your fingertips on the floor, hands on your thighs, whatever feels nice to you. Let your knees bend. Roll yourself up. Yep, let's do that again. So big inhale up. Bring your hands behind. You can lace your fingers if that feels nice. You could also grab elbows. The idea is to open through the front body. Look up. Good. Let that go all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Take your fingers and walk across your mat, or take your right elbow to your right knee. We're just going to shift a little bit here. So you could be up tall. You could have fingertips on the floor. You could take your hands and swing them in that sideways figure 8, that infinity sign. Or any other modification that feels right to your body. You could also turn your toes out and take it down and lift toes on the opposite side. So play with that a little bit. Nice. And then come back to center. Leave your left hand on the floor, or right hand on the floor, left hand to the sky. So we're twisting here in this funny shape. Let that arm float down. We'll do the same to the other side. Good. Let that arm float down, hands to knees. We'll roll it all the way up. Good. Turn your left foot out. Turn one foot out. You decide. You keep track here. We're just going to come to warrior 2. Yeah. Turn your fingers up like you're pressing the walls away. Good. Maybe turn them up and down, or one up, one down. Just going to see how that feels. Good. And then turn your front palm up. We'll reach up to the sky, peaceful warrior. If you like, you could take your other hand and wrap it behind your back. If you like, you could take this top hand and hold your head. Good. And then we'll release that elbow to the knee. We'll take the other hand across the horizon. Good. Take your hand, swing it down, bring yourself all the way back to that peaceful warrior, whatever one you chose. And then one more time, bring the elbow to the knee. We'll take the hand across the horizon. Good. This hand that's out here, reach it down towards the floor, behind you, and as it comes up, straighten your front leg, find yourself in triangle pose. Yeah. And then from triangle, we'll reach up and sink back down to warrior 2. Notice if your shoulders are up. See if you can drop them down. Bring toes forward, and we're just going to forward fold here. If you like, you could leave your arms to the sides. You could bring them heart center and reach them down to the floor. Let your knees bend. Roll yourself all the way up. Now we'll turn the other foot out and come to warrior 2. Good. Sink it down a little bit. Fire up your legs and fire up your arms by turning the fingers up. Sometimes it takes a minute to decide if you've done this side already. That's okay. Just do fingers down and up or one down, one up. Just kind of checking with the feeling on this side. And then turn your front palm up, take it to the sky. You could also wrap if that feels nice. You could also hold the back of the head. Nice. And then bring your elbow to your knee. Hand comes across the horizon. Good. We'll swing it all the way back up. One more time. Find your peaceful warrior, whatever that is for you today. Good. Elbow to knee. We'll swing the hand across. That hand that you're reaching out in front of you, let it drop down toward the floor. Reach it behind you. And as it comes back up, straighten your front leg. Find a triangle. Yep. Good. We'll pivot all the way up. And come on back to warrior two. Drop your shoulder blades. Good. Bring your hands heart center. Heel toe yourself in just a little bit. And we're going to take hands behind the back again. And this time, we're going to reach fingertips down and hold there. Take a big inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, forward, fold yourself, but only as far as feels good to your shoulders. And then gently come all the way back up. Shake it out. Little break here since it's our last class of the session. Take your fingers, put them together. Yeah. Take your right finger and circle it forward. So we're making big, smooth circles to start anyway. Good. Stop at the top. Take your left hand, circle back toward yourself like you're throwing a pebble down your shirt. Good. And stop. Take your right forward and stop. Left back and stop. Right forward and stop. Left back. Let's do one more separate like that. Right forward and stop. Left back. All right. And maybe both at once. Notice what it does to your circles. Notice if one hand is following the other. That's normal. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of normal for this to happen or this to happen. Nice. Seeing some different strategies here, like maybe shut your eyes and see if that works. I don't know. Maybe it does. Strategy to go slow. Strategy to go real fast. Shake it out. All right, that's your homework. Take your feet wide again, please. A big inhale up. Bring your hands heart center, sink it down. Good. Let's walk our legs a little bit. Good. Option to stay heels down or option to come to toes on both sides. We're just going to open this up into a goddess. Squeeze that space between your shoulder blades. Good. Something a little different. Drop your heels and imagine crawling up a big sticky ladder. Good. One more each side. And bring your hands heart center. We'll come all the way up. Good. And then turn one leg out. You decide which one. We'll come to warrior two again. Shoulder blades down. Yep. Take your front hand to the sky. And then as you come back up, bring both hands forward. We'll come to kind of a Modified warrior one. Send your fingers to the sky, exalted warrior. And then bring your hands out and maybe behind your back. You could reach them back or you could lace fingers. We're going to lift the heart first. You could stay right there or you could lean forward and let your body fall down toward your leg. Let's inhale all the way back up here. Find a warrior two again. Turn your feet forward. Forward fold, just let it go. You could swing your arms. You could grab your elbows. You could put your hands on your knees. And then we'll come all the way back up. Turn the other foot out. And we'll come to warrior two on the other side. Good. Big inhale takes us back to peaceful warrior. And then as we come back up, bring both arms forward, heart center. Yep, so we're in warrior one, hands heart center. Send your fingertips to the sky. And let your arms come out to the sides, reach behind your back. You could lace your fingers, draw your shoulders back, lift your heart, lean forward, and then let your body drop down toward that leg. Good. And we'll come all the way back up. Warrior two. Good. Let it go. Turn your toes forward. Forward fold one more time. You could move this a little bit. And then we're going to come back down to all fours. So just do what feels good to you. All right, for our backs again. Let's come down, hands under shoulders, fingers spread wide. Take your right leg out behind you and float it up. Yep. Notice if you go a little higher, it kind of squeezes in the glutes, might feel it in the low back. Let's keep it hip width or hip height. Add your opposite arm. Good. And then for today, we're just going to pulse arm and leg up just a couple inches. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your knee bend. Bring your arm out to the side. Draw your knee in and wrap your arm through. We'll just do 3 of these. 2, 1. Nice. Go ahead and drop that hand down. Other leg back. We'll float it up just hip height. Add your opposite arm. Good. And then we'll just pulse here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let your knee bend. Take your arm out to the side. And we'll wrap it through 3 times. Good. And come on down. Let's come to the belly. A little Pilates here for our backs. A little swimming. So reach your arms out in front, legs behind. Let your legs float up a little. Let your arms and upper body float up. And then we'll just start to flutter, kick, and flutter the arms. We'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Good. How about 2 more sets? In, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. And in, 2, 4, 5. Exhale. Good. Go ahead and drop your forehead to your hands. And let your body rest. Come to all fours again. For a yoga pose that we don't do a whole lot. Turn it into option for a Pilates exercise. So if you Sit up tall. And then bring your hands. You could take them back, except if that makes you lock your elbows out, you don't want to do that. You could take them out to the sides. You could turn your fingers toward your feet. We're just going to push up into a reverse plank. Yeah. And if it's like this, just checking it out, testing, that's okay. If fingers forward feels yucky on your wrists, by all means, turn them out. Stay 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and drop it down. Yeah, bring the soles of your feet together. And we'll just rest here. Shake your wrists out. That one's a lot. And then let's lay all the way back on the floor. Draw your knees into your chest. Bring your hands to the outsides of your ankles. And as we inhale, we're going to send the legs and arms away. And exhale, arms are going to come around to the outside. So as we inhale, we're keeping legs together, stretching them long. Exhale, arms come around. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and let's go ahead and drop your head down. Take your legs and move them in a circle. And then switch direction. And then we'll come up for just one more intense core exercise. Take one leg to the sky. The bottom leg gets 2 little gentle pulses. And then we switch. Go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take both legs up to the sky. Hold them behind the legs. Let your torso just rest. Let your legs rest. So we're holding on to them so they're not having to put out much effort staying there. Good. Take your left leg down to the floor. Draw your right knee up towards your right armpit. And then place your right foot on your left knee gently. And we'll take that leg across into a twist. So I've got my left hand kind of helping that leg drop down. You could also support with that hand. Good. Go ahead and come back to center. Grab both knees again. Give them a good squeeze. Take your right leg long. Draw your left knee up towards your left armpit. And then bring that foot down to the knee. We'll take the right hand and help guide the left leg over into a twist. And then gently come on back. Okay, we're going to come up into a bridge with a bunch of different options. So let your pelvis tilt, pubic bone up, rock yourself up into a bridge. Get the feeling of squeezing your legs a little closer together. They don't have to be right together. We just want them engaged. Squeeze the glutes. Reach your knees away from your face. Good. Bring your hands to your shoulders. And if you like, you can do a little rocking here. So we're holding that lower body position and just letting the upper body rock. Good. Go ahead and soften the legs a little and maybe We rock a little bit more. Maybe we even reach out to the floor. Good. And then go ahead and come back to center. Drop it all the way down. Draw your knees into your chest. If you like happy baby, you could move into a happy baby here, holding the bottoms of the feet or behind the knees or behind the upper thigh or lower thighs. Or you could just stay in a ball. It can feel really nice to rock this one too. And then go ahead and come back to center. Let's take both legs long. Reach your arms up overhead. Be as tall as you can. Good. Move your legs over to the left. You can keep flat on your back. Move your upper body over or your arms over to the left. And if that feels nice to you, breathe into your right rib cage. And you could even cross your right ankle over your left ankle, but only if that feels good. And then gently move everything back to center. And we'll do the same on the other side. The option of crossing the ankles. And then come on back to center. Yeah, let your knees bend, bring your arms down by your sides. We're going to end today the practice with a little bit of breath work. We did a 4-4 breath when we started class. Now we're going to do a 4 in for 4, out for 8. And it really helps this one if you on your exhale. And again, I'll count 2 of these, but then I'm going to let you go for 2 or 3 on your own. Okay. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. You do 2 more. Sigh it out. Feel free to stay here in constructive rest or drop your legs out long into Shavasana or even come to sitting if you prefer. And do a little check-in again from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. Just noticing how you're feeling. Notice your breath in your body. Notice if there are any areas that you're still holding tension. See if you can direct your breath to those places. Just imagine the tension flowing away with each exhale. And we're coming up on the longest night of the year. So I wanted to end today with a winter solstice contemplation. And I found this, it's from Trinity Primrose United Church, which is up in Shelburne, Ontario. Wendell Berry is an American farmer, writer, environmentalist, poet, and general all-around man who wishes all of us to calm down and explore what we don't know. His very short poem, To Know the Dark, has been quoted often. He writes, "To go in the dark with a light is to know the light. To know the dark, go dark, go without sight. and find that the dark too blooms and sings and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. He's inviting us, encouraging us to a place of contemplation. Contemplation is not about thinking about things as they are. It's about abandoning what we know about the way things are and moving into a place where we don't know anything. To contemplate is to let go of what we know and place ourselves in the open space of possibility. We tend not to like to do that. We like to bring our candles, the things that we are certain are true. Sometimes we bring our flashlights and shine them into the faces of others. We might better put them on our own faces and let others see what there is to see. To go into the dark without light is to go into a situation that has happened over and over again and not bring anything with us that will give us the answer that we already have. This requires enormous humility, a great letting go of knowledge that is no longer helpful. This is not an easy thing to do, and yet it is paradoxically enormously enlightening. Enlightenment always comes in the dark. It is gifted to us and can be received no other way. To go in the dark with light is to know the light. To know the dark, go without sight, and find that the dark too blooms and sings and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. Start to bring a little gentle movement back to your body, really noticing how your unique body would like to move. It might just be wiggling fingers and toes. It might just be taking a couple deep breaths. Yeah, maybe a stretch or two. And when you're ready, turn on one side and pause there. And then gently make your way to sitting. And let's just end with the breaths. Inhale. May we dwell in safety. May we be happy and healthy. May we be at peace. Namaste. Happy holidays. See you in 2025.